Okay, so let's do a real quick update on the Sbach here. So I have the ignition box. Actually, right now I'm installing this kill switch. So I have the engine all mounted. I just put the ignition box in last night. I sticky tape under here into this area. Works out perfect in there. I have the throttle servo all set up and ready to go, for the final screws. This is the choke bar right here, which I still have to do something with that. I have to make a bracket so I can pull it back and forth. I'm installing this optical switch so that to the ignition. So here's my power to the ignition box. This is a tachometer, so I'm not going to use that. And here's my signal to the ignition box. The tank is in. The fuel tube vent is coming out of the bottom. This is for the fill line with the dot. The dot is installed, and the tube is here. Right now, I need a better O-ring for this for the cap here, so I just left it hanging in there for now. I put the switch. Here's the battery lead. I tested the battery. The battery's going to sit here, and it's going to be connected to this, which connects to this switch, which this switch turns on the receiver and the servos and all that. But this is going to have a separate battery, a LiPo, which I ordered today. Here's the LED light. I have to drill a hole somewhere for that. Now this whole setup here, it's different. And I set the tank way back against the tube here, as far back as possible, because I know the center of gravity is going to be somewhere, I guess here. I think when I checked it, I think it's going to be here. But so I wanted that closer to the center of gravity, so when the tank is full and empty, it doesn't change the center too much. But so it's coming along. It's coming along. The next thing I'm going to do is I don't know. I guess I'll figure it out. All right, I'm trying to see if I have clearance to put screws in, there, and that it won't hit the servo under here. So I do have clearance, because that's an invented arm. I invented. I got that arm. It was a spare arm that was sitting somewhere, and I glued it to the top of the servo arm. And now I'm gonna screw it. Screw them together. Throttle servo. Looking good. All I have to do is put the screw in there to hold the linkage. And then after that, this will be sweet. So I took this plastic tube that's usually for the throttle, I guess. And I put a broken extension that I had. And I attached this extension that I'm going to run for the kill switch. All right, got the switch inside of there. And I also, if you can see it from here, I put sticky tape, double-sided sticky tape on that a little, strut coming down there. All right, so I'm going to mount the ignition switch right there. And I'm making a template. And it's plastic. See that? There's a plastic. Let me just grab it. There's a plastic right here. It's hard to see, but I'm using this as a template. And then I'm going to make a hole, and I'm going to mount that switch that I have hanging in there on this platform. So let's put that back in here. Right here. Right here. on the little board I made. Now I just need to drill where the screws are going to go. Okay, so I put the switch in there, and what I did is I dropped some CA right on the edge there next to the board and the original frame. I wire tied it to hold it in place. Maybe I'll cut the wire tie after it's all dried out. So once this CA and the Gorilla Glue that I have under there dries up, I'm gonna flip it upside down and put some, I put some medium CA, put some other stuff in there, but I may flip it upside down and put some thin in there. Who knows? And maybe I'll keep the wire tie. What the heck? It's I should have put a black one in there, but it's fine. Anyway, that's how it turned out. The space for the switch worked out. All right, what's next? I think I need to work on. So this was the original throttle servo mount, which of course I'm not going to use on here. So I'm going to cut a piece of this, cut this off, and use this little L. Put it right there, drill a hole through it, and put the choke rod through it. Okay, made myself a choke handle. So that's a tube, a hollow tube from a lamp, from like a light in your house. I drilled a hole through it and cut it short, wrapped it up with some tape for the handle, and just locked it with the two nuts here. Now the piece of leftover tube is this kind of tube right here. This is what you use for a lamp. All right, I'm ready to make the final installations on here. So now that I have the choke handle complete, the throttle servo complete area, I have the switch in there, the opto switch, the receiver where it's gonna go. I guess that'll be the rudder servo. I'm gonna put the gas tank in. Oh wait, and the switch, the ignition switch, locked in place. I'm going to put the gas tank in. Well, actually, first I'm gonna officially remove the motor now. Tighten everything up, tighten the exhaust correctly, put the gasket, everything, finish the motor, put it back in for the last time, permanently, tighten everything in, put the gas tank, and take this outside to turn it on. All right, so I put silicone in the exhaust gasket, put some thread locker in those screws, put them in, and what else? Oh yeah, I put some thread locker on these nuts and rods and tighten those tight. And that's it. All right, so just a quick note. I put the engine in now permanently with Loctite on the bolts. And I just want to say everything is tight. But if I mean, I drill the holes on the mount for these according to the distance that the book said for the cowling, right? But I think the cowling is going to end up over this, and actually even further, maybe like a 1/4 inch past the frame here, right? This is, let me just turn it up. Okay, so the cowling's going to end up like a 1/4 inch past this piece, so definitely it's going to be all covered. However, when I did measure the prop washer according to the manual, it ended up there, so that's where I drilled the holes, right? But had I known better, right, and I shaved these, the muffler ended up really close to the motor mount. Let me see if I can zoom in. I mean, there's a little space there, but I actually took the Dremel and shaved the motor mount round. It was a sharp square edge right there, and I rounded it off. But that muffler is all up close. I mean, is there any space? Looks like there's a little bit of space, but it's very, very, very close. Saturday, March 23rd, 11:38 p.m. 2024. The Sbach is ready to be turned on in the morning. I'm actually going to install the prop right now just to have it ready. Okay, here it is. D-Day. It is the day to turn this gasser on and see if it works. So here I have gasoline and I have some oil that I have to mix in that gas. And I'm getting ready to turn this on. Pump some more. There it goes. Pumping this. Okay, I think that's enough for a test. Choke is on. Let me turn the ignition on. Throttle on. I see the light. Oh, getting ready to start. Choke off. Choke on. Up. Choke off.